You've learned to control your triggers with social media and not be jealous and not or you yourself try to front on social media, like, with pictures and filters and all those things. You got it, right? You're on track. You're moving forward. You would think that your friends would be happy for you. They would be like, okay, see you, girl. Now they're saying that, but their actions aren't saying that, right? So I came across this video on Instagram that I loved, sent it to my kids. I could not find it again, but basically it's a young man. He buys a car and he proceeds to show you in 30 seconds how his best friend was happy for him. He pulls up in a sports car. First thing out of his friend's mouth, oh, why'd you get a green one? I would have gotten the purple one, man. You should have gotten the purple one. What's this model again? I don't know anything about sports cars. So, but apparently whatever model he got, his friend recommended the other model. So he says, I don't know, let's make up something. I got the 550G. And his friend's like, oh, really? I would have got the 550H. Remember we talked about that? I thought you would have gotten the 550H. Why would you get the 550G, man? And then the guy explains, you didn't have to explain, but he just does, oh, the G was cheaper. And I also wanted these other things that were more important to me, whatever. And his friend, of course, that's not good enough. So it's a dream car that they both talked about getting for years, right? He finally gets it, but of course the color's wrong. Now the model's wrong. And it just goes, you can see where I'm going with this, right? Just everything about the car is wrong. So I'm sure if the friend had gotten the car, it would have been, the best thing ever. But he got it. So, it's not up to snuff. It's not exactly what they had discussed. Has this happened to you? Because it's happened to me. And it's happened so many times that unfortunately I got used to it and desensitized to it. And when it would happen, I would initially, like my gut would be like, that's not a friend. But I would just like, oh, whatever, that's just the season they're in. But how long is your season going to be? I mean, seriously, how long is it going to be? A year, 5, 10, 15, 20? I mean, come on. But the thing that really got to me within the last year that I finally said, this is enough, is that I don't do that to my friends. And people I really care about, I'm very happy for you when you get something, because in the word of God, it tells you, like, if you got it, I know I'm getting a blessing soon. Like, I'm just so excited. I'm like, oh yeah, God is pouring down the blessings. All right, let's see what's up. And I'm also happy for my friend because I know this is something that they probably really wanted. And so you're just happy for people, and when they're not happy for you, it's easy to take that, to internalize that and say, okay, I'm being too sensitive, or I'm not being aware of their feelings. Maybe I shouldn't have shared it. So then the biggest flag for me was anytime something good happened to me or my children, I had nobody to call. Nobody. And when I eventually did call, it was because I had gotten to the place where I already said to myself, they're not going to react the way I would react, and I'm okay with that. And I finally shared that with my husband. He was like, yeah, it's, very few people are happy for us whenever we achieve something. And I don't know, what's the right word I'm looking for? I don't know how to process that sometimes, because I don't want to cut off friendships over something that seems silly, that you're not celebrating me. But then over time, I kept hearing, don't go where you're tolerated, go where you are celebrated. And the advice I give my kids, I should take for myself. So why am I demanding or saying to my children that they should be around people that celebrate them and love them, and who, iron sharpens iron, who wants them to be better, and people who encourage them. But when it came to me and my husband, we were okay being around people who weren't doing that for us. We're like, oh, well, that's okay because this person does it, so we'll tolerate that person. Why are we tolerating that? We don't need to tolerate that. I'm not saying to kick people to the curb, but definitely put people in their place, meaning you put them in your place for yourself. You don't have to tell anyone off. Not saying that. I'm saying internally for you, that this person doesn't really have your back. therefore, why am I putting time into someone or into a relationship that's not feeding me? You're giving, 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 giving. This person taking, 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 taking. There's an imbalance. And before you start resenting that person, it's better just to slowly pull away and just let the relationship dissolve itself. And sometimes people will step up and sometimes they won't. And most often, what I found is that they'll step up briefly because they know that they're wrong because they can correct their behavior. But then I don't want you to correct your behavior just so you can take more from me. I want you to correct your behavior for yourself because you're not going to get blessed if you can't find joy in other people's blessings. People seem not to understand that. God's not going to bless someone who's going to turn around and then be hardy-toity about it or flash it in someone's face or, oh, look what I have. You don't have that. Or be condescending. He doesn't want to bless that. And why would he? I don't want to bless my children when they act like that or if they acted like that, right? So God's not going to do that. So it behooves us all to find joy in each other's accomplishments. Find joy in that. And once you do, you will see your life, your burden that you've been carrying of trying to prove yourself, it goes away. So we're going to focus on jealousy and how to handle that, whether you're jealous or someone's been jealous towards you, because I don't want you to have any hindrance to your growth at all. Okay? So let's go. We'll start getting started on that in the next lesson.